Yo, what's up, guys? We're back. Been a while, man. Hopefully, we get to people that come in, join us on the chat tonight. And man, I mean, we got one of the biggest fights of the year, probably the biggest fight of the year so far, with Hamzat Chimaev taking on DDP in the main event. And what's up, man? I got my guys Fitz and Billy Bridge with me. So how you doing, Fitz? What's up, brother?
Yeah, guys, long time no see. Like Guru said, man, this is for me got to be the most anticipated fight of the year. You know, we got some good ones coming up in the second half, but this is up there with Charles versus Ilya, with Ank versus Pereira. But for me, this takes a cake, man. We finally get to see Hamzat Chimaev fight for that title against Dricus du Plessis, who's looking to cement his legacy. Honestly, if he wins this fight as one of the greatest middleweights ever, you know, he'll be top three, you know, in that conversation for best ever, you know, top two with a win here with someone like against Chimaev, you know, who's had hype for years and years now, who was touted as a champion after his second fight in the UFC. And it's been a long time coming for Chimaev. And overall, I mean, obviously there's been some complications with the card, some fights falling through, which sucks, but it's a really good card, you know, not a whole lot of like big fights, but just really, really competitive matchups and really exciting fights and exciting fighters.
Yeah, for sure, man. What about you, Billy? Are you excited as everyone else for this card, man? I mean, main event. I don't know how much better you can get, bro.
Yeah, I think this card just in general is stacked from the pay per view. Prelims could use a little bit of beefing up, but a couple of switches of the I would just say shuffle of the cards, like Rizabov versus Battle is going to be a banger. Some of the Ultimate Fighter bouts, I think one of them fell through. Should be a good card though, up and down. Not a lot of juice lines like we've been experiencing the last couple of weeks. Makes a good scenario for bettors and more competitive fights. I'm excited to watch some Khamzat Chimaev versus DDP. I definitely think that's one of the best main events this year that isn't super one-sided. But I would say last time we were on the show together, we were, you guys were pitching me on the Khamzat Chimaev train. I ended up tailing. Ended up having one of my best cards, I would say, of the year that year, with Khamzat Chimaev fucking just running through Robert Whitaker. And it was you two that really got me on the bandwagon here. And now we're here a year later, and hopefully we can come through again where Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, man. I mean, if he wins the belt, I mean, he'll probably be the biggest star in the UFC, which is pretty crazy because I don't know how reliable he is going to be to fight all the time, but once he has the belt, dude, and then no one can beat him in the cage, you can't really say shit. But right before we get to the breakdowns, let's talk about what Billy was just talking about. What the fuck is up with Brian Battle, dude? I mean, the guy misses weight twice at 170, so they have to force him up to 185. And he pulls the Ray Borg type of shit where he misses weight 15 pounds heavier. And I saw that video. I don't know if you guys saw it, where he was like apologizing to Nurselton, and basically he was saying, "Oh, I thought that I could fuck off this week because I was moving up to 185." I was like, well, I don't know. To me, it was like a horrible excuse. And what would you do with him? I mean, the guy has a great record in the UFC, but some people are saying you should cut him. I mean, what do you think about it, Fitz?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's already been rescheduled. I think they're going to fight in Chicago. But I mean, you know, I guess it's a little corny to say, but you know, this should be his last straw. Like they got to sit down. He has a good following, and he's had some, you know, really memorable moments. But come on, this is your profession, dude. Treat it like that. You can't fuck off during fight week. Completely unprofessional. And at the end of the day, you're in a professional sport, a $7.7 billion, $1 billion just media value company. You got to do your job, man. And I hope that, you know, it got rescheduled real quick, but I hope in between that there was like a real, you know, stern talking to from Hunter or Dana or someone like saying, Brian, you know, we love you, but you got to take this seriously, man.
Wait, but so where was it rescheduled to? Because they're
Chicago. I'm not positive. I just saw a post on Instagram, like, you know,
on Saturday.
what happened?
Chicago's they're that's where they're
Oh,
fighting.
oh, I'm completely wrong, man. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I saw you saying they were gonna fight in Abu Dhabi or some shit, but that was just like them talking. But I don't. Maybe you saw like the old fight announcement.
Yeah, I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, I don't think because I could be wrong, but I don't think they did rebook it. But
I don't think they are gonna rebook it, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, dude, the guy's missed weight 3 times out of like his last 5 fights. So honestly, I don't think they'll cut him because he's like 7-1. But who knows? I mean, but yeah, I mean, especially with if I wish I could pull that video up, but he basically said like since it was at 185, I thought I could like eat more food during fight week or some bullshit. But yeah, man, I mean that sucks that fight's off, and then the freaking Bobby Green versus CDF fight's off too, which that would have been a banger, man. That fight would have been awesome. I know Fitz has had a couple good picks with CDF as an underdog and shit. So, but he was a big favorite, I think, for that fight, right? For freaking versus Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was gonna be a good unk battle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean that fight, but I think he was like, I think a lot of people are gonna end up betting Bobby. I bet. But yeah, man. Let's get in the first fight on this card. I'll let you go first on this one, Fitz. It's the Ultimate Fighter finale. They got Alibi Idris, and he's taking on Joseph Morales, who's already been in the UFC, but he got cut, and now he's trying to.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't watch this season of Tough. Wasn't able to check it out. Didn't do too much research on this fight. I've seen Idris, though. I know he has some hype. Pretty heavy line. I'm gonna back him, but just not too much to say. I'm not gonna waste anyone's time here.
Yeah. What about you, Billy? You like the line, or you think it's kind of a pass fight?
It kind of feels like a pass fight. I feel like the tough final redemption for Morales, who's trying to make a second stint in the UFC. It just felt like he got signed too early that first go around. Like he went 1-2 with one of those losses being a split decision to Figgy after his first win in the promotion. Since getting cut from the UFC, he's accumulated an undefeated record in the regional scene. So I don't think he can be totally counted out, but I think he definitely has his work cut out for him this weekend. Idris was one of the early picks for Team Cormier, and he's shown that he's worth every, I guess, ounce of the pick. He was kind of just running through the tough competition. Still at 10-0, he may lack the experience, but clearly between these two fighters, he's the fighter with the higher ceiling, hence why he's minus 450. But I think Morales' ground game of jiu-jitsu can make this fight a little bit more competitive than what the intended line is going to be. And I think this fight goes over. I think this fight goes to distance. I think it's an Idris decision.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I kind of agree. I think it's like a pass from the betting line perspective. But honestly, I went back and I watched Morales' fight with that Inabal Rodriguez guy. I thought he lost that fight. I thought Rodriguez should be the one that's, in this spot here. But interesting. I guess it matters how he fights. Like you watched his last fight. If he fights like that, man, I don't know how it's going to go to decision because he was just foot on the pedal, like right in the guy's face. So if he respects Morales' grappling a little bit more and maybe isn't as aggressive, it could go longer. But I don't really have a great read on if this fight's going to go the distance or not because I feel like Morales is going to be at a huge disadvantage on the feet, man. He doesn't throw kicks, and I think the range is going to be a big factor. So I don't know. I could see Idris getting a knockout too. And then, like you said, if Morales does win, don't you think it's most likely going to be a submission victory for him? I don't think he could win a decision, most likely. But
yeah, I don't know, man. Like there isn't a whole lot of edge on this fight because it's minus 450 for the favorite, and I don't think that's that. Like I don't know. Like I just don't think that this fight is going to play out as wide as the line. Like I think Joseph Morales could reverse a couple of positions on the ground or be somewhat live. The striking isn't like crazy one-way direction traffic. Minus 450, I just don't put all your eggs in one basket just because the dude had at weigh-ins.
Yeah, I hear you. What about you, Fitz? What do you break the tie here? You think it's going to go the distance? You got Morales pulling the upset, or what do you think?
Lighter weight class, I'll favor going the distance. I don't know if this plus 100 line is what it actually is. I can check.
What? Is it like a random book, or is it?
No, it says BetMGM.
Okay, yeah. That's probably right, I would say, because both of them are they get a lot of finishes, even though they're lighter weight classes. like that Morales. I think they both didn't. Idris, he finished both of his fights on the show. Yeah. Yeah, someone's saying Morales by sub. I mean, honestly, I think if he wins, it's going to be a Runica choke. Like, because Idris is going to be spinning a lot and shit like that. I mean, I could see maybe getting his back off of a spin and choking him, but outside of that, I don't think he has like a ton of ways to win. But yeah, what Fitz? What do you think, bro? Like, you think Idris is actually going to? So you said you think it's going to go the distance, right? But you think he'll cover the price tag and everything like that from
Yeah, I think he wins here.
Yeah. When does the fight be? I think they started at 6:30 Eastern. I think.
It got bumped back to 6:30.
Yeah, because they a couple fights fell off, but I we'll get to that. I think Protest is going to get the knockout. Tim Elliott, I don't know if he's ever been knocked out before in his career, so. But I could see Askar getting a KO too. But yeah, man, next fight. I think which fight's the next one? I think it's the girl fight, right?
Karine Silva versus Diana Bursa.
Yeah, and this fight's a rematch. I wish I could have seen the first fight because Barbosa actually won the first one, and she's a pretty significant underdog coming in here. I think she's like almost a 2-1 dog. So. You'd think the value's on her, but when I'm just watching their recent fights, I don't know if I'm like really feeling an underdog play. But the one thing I'm kind of worried about, or I'm just curious about, is who's going to win these clinch and grappling wrestling exchanges. Because Karine Silva, I think, could take her down with the double, but maybe Barbosa, was able to reverse her or something, or defend these guillotines or submissions in the first fight and win with top control. But on the feet, I just feel like Barbosa's chin is suspect, man. I mean, he gets hurt a lot. She has good speed, but I don't know. Kind of another pass for me. I think even maybe the under, but I don't really like this fight from a betting perspective either. But what do you think, Fitz?
Yeah, I mean, originally I was kind of leaning towards Karine Silva, and I felt good about it. And then as I didn't even realize it was a rematch. I had no idea they fought. So it's kind of weird to have Diana Bursa coming off a win. Karine Silva lost, but I'm not playing the dog here. I think Karine Silva gets a decision. I think she's, more well-rounded. I think she keeps the fight standing, uses her leg kicks, and I think she's a much more polished striker.
Yeah. What about you, Billy? Who you got here?
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have watched them two fight the first time because I was kind of feeling a Karine Silva to win, fight to start round 2 type of thing. These two fought before in the regional scene, but Silva's inexperience, I believe it was only like her third pro fight. I mean, yeah, she's gotten a lot better since then. I feel like the short notice nature of this matchup is a big key because Silva's biggest red flag is her cardio issues in fights. And with this being on short notice, maybe that won't be a big problem in this one. I think the speed and technique is an advantage of Barbosa, why I can understand why people are on the underdog. But I think this time around, I expect Karine Silva's aggressiveness and power to bank some early rounds here that she's going to need to win a decision. I think she wins the first 2 rounds and drops the third and wins 29-28.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Those first 2 fights, I'm not really feeling them from a betting perspective, but this next fight, Edson versus Jakar Close, I do got a bet on this one. I bet the fight to go under. I just feel like this is going to be a brawl, man, because you look at the way Jakar Close fights, he always gets right in your face. He's trying to do these pull counters with the speed, with the boxing, and he can't stay at distance, man. If he's staying at distance with Edson, he's going to get picked apart. I don't think he's going to be able to work the takedowns really. Like, I just don't see him wrestling Edson, and so I just think it's going to be a brawl, and I feel like someone's going to get caught. I agree with the line. I think that Edson could pull him into something crazy, but Jakar Close has better hands, better boxing probably, especially in the pocket. And Edson, it seems like if he gets clipped, he just doesn't have the best punch durability anymore. Even though he's been able to survive like against these guys, I'm not sure how many times he could keep doing that. But yeah, man, Edson's first fight in a while too, and back at 155. So I don't know if any of those factors impacted for you. But what do you think, Fitz? Who do you got?
I'm really excited for this fight. I'm a big fan of both guys. I really like Drakkar Close, and obviously, how can you not love Edson Barboza? I actually think Edson Barboza, at least that I remember, because it was a very memorable fight for me. It was the first ever UFC I watched his first fight against Paul Felder. I'll never forget it when he hit him with the spinning back kick to the nuts. I don't know if it was actually the first fight I ever watched, but that's like my first memory of the UFC. So Edson Barboza will always have that special place in my heart for doing Paul Felder dirty like that. But it's definitely very playable, very very close line. Originally, I was leaning Drakkar Close, but as I break it down more, I mean, I just don't see the path to victory. Drakkar Close is very physical, and he looks to push the fighters against the fence and use that cage control and use his boxing. And I think Edson's just going to be too fast for him. He'll hit those trademark leg kicks. He'll be sticking and moving. Big octagon is going to play a factor here, I think, for Edson and work to his advantage. The one thing that would hold me back from really feeling confident about picking Edson is a layoff, man. And, of course, him getting up there in age, all the miles. He's been in so many wars, so many tough fights. So it's hard to be too confident, but Edson's the pick here.
Yeah, and what do you think? Do you like him coming back up to 155 though? Because
I 100% like that. I think it helps the chin. I think at his age, I mean, him ever making 145 to me was ridiculous because he's so shredded at 155. One of the best physiques in my opinion we've ever seen. I thought it was. I remember, I was a pretty big Edson fan, and when he first cut down to 145, I thought it was wild that he was making that weight cut. But yeah. Edson's the pick. I think this is the right move for his career. Hopefully he's able to bounce back. It's been like a year and a half, almost 2 years, I think. So,
yeah, man. What do you think, Billy? Who you got here?
I kind of like the Drakkar Close side. I think the Barboza moving a weight class should definitely help him with the weight cut. But at the age of 39, almost a year layoff in this particular spot, I think he's the better striker at range, but I think Close has a little bit more path to victory. I think it'd be essential for Close to get inside the clinch and work takedowns early in this fight. Barboza hasn't fought at lightweight since 2019, and at 145, his takedown defense isn't the most impressive, defending 13 of 23 takedowns. If Close can make this a dogfight, I think he has the wrestling upside and the power to pull out this decision. I think Drakkar Close is one of the better underdog picks of the card.
Yeah, the line's closing up now. He's plus 105, so maybe by fight time he might even be like even money. But yeah, I kind of agree with that because Close, man, I mean, every time I will say, like, he's one of those guys like Christian Rodriguez last week with the Andre Feely, where whenever they like go up and they fight like a veteran, he seems to always lose that fight. So we'll see if he can, finally get over that hump. But the next fight we got on the card, I'll let you go first on this one, Billy. We got a huge favorite here, Chase Hooper, and he's going to be taking on Alexander Hernandez in this one. So what do you think? You agree with the line, and you think Chase Hooper is going to make it, I think, 6 wins in a row?
Yeah, I think some way, somehow, I'll be on Chase Hooper in this spot. But something in my gut tells me this fight's just going to play out a little bit closer than what the minus 350 price tag looks like. I feel like the speed that Chase Hooper had at featherweight complemented his him just becoming a little bit older and a little bit more physical in shape, where he doesn't have to rely solely on his grappling to get takedowns. Like, he can use his striking to work in takedowns. Alexander Hernandez, though, just kind of proves time and time again that he's a front runner coming out hot in fights, but not having the cardio to really support his aggressive style. He'll hold the power advantage in this matchup. That's the reason why I kind of think he'll play out a little bit closer than what it's intended. But I think at the end of the day, the cardio is just something that you just have to go back towards the Chase Hooper side. Like, the longer this fight goes, the more that it favors Chase Hooper here. I think Chase Hooper is going to pick up the decision. Like, if you told me this fight is guaranteed to go 15 minutes, I would take Chase Hooper all day in this spot. But that's not always a guarantee in these prelim fights.
Yeah, I hear you. Honestly, for me personally, I think this is one of the better dogs on the card, especially with the price. I think it's a ridiculous price. I mean, you got Hernandez at 155. I believe he's won four fights in a row at 155. I think he's 5-1 in decisions at 155. So his cardio has not really been a major factor. And you look at all the fights where he's really getting tired. He's getting beat up on the feet, and he's getting pieced up. He's getting dropped. The pressure, I think it's more mental pressure. If it's wrestling, grappling, scrambling, I'm not sure how tired the guy's going to get. I mean, if Chase Hooper does get him in a bad spot, like takes us back fully and like can dominate him for a little bit, yeah, I think he'll get tired. But if Hernandez is able to keep it on the feet or scramble, get back up to his feet when he's taken down a couple times, I could see Chase Hooper getting tired because I don't think Chase Hooper on the feet has elite striking cardio if he's taking damage. You look at his fight with Steven Peterson, he was super gassed. So I think Chase Hooper could get tired too. And you look at Hernandez versus Moicano, I mean, the guy did scramble out of the back control from Moicano 2 times in the first round. He arguably won the first round against Moicano, and then round 2 he got dropped and then choked. So is Chase Hooper gonna hurt him on the feet like he did Slava Borshev again? I mean, he could, but I just feel like this line is way off. And you look at Hernandez, he's done well against grapplers, especially at 155. I know Free USADA, he beat OAM and Benio, I believe. So I don't know how much that really is the same Alex at this point, but I just feel like the line's off. I think Chase Hooper is overrated. You look at who he's beaten. I mean, dude, he beat 2 45-year-olds and then 3 bums. So it's like Alex Hernandez has been fighting way better competition. This should be a lot closer to a pick'em, in my opinion, than where the line is. So I just like the value, and if Hernandez goes out there and flakes out again, I mean, I could just say, hey, he was plus 300. No, I mean, I got to take some responsibility for the pick. I'm just fucking around, but yeah, I think Hernandez can get the job done here. So I think he can win first round knockout or decision. So what do you think, Fitz? You think Cooper's gonna dominate, or who you got here?
Yeah, honestly, I was a lot more aligned with what you were thinking. Coming into this early this week, I'm like, yeah, this line is ridiculous. Alexander Hernandez, he's short, stout, muscular guy. You're gonna be tough to take down. I just feel like you can't hunt value. Overall, you got to pick who's going to win the fight. And even if the line is off, which I definitely think it is, I think Hooper is surging, and it's just too tough. Like, I don't have the balls to pick against him. I like what Billy was saying. Maybe we can target like round 2, round 3 finish for Hooper. But we did see him just go to a decision with a 45-year-old Jim Miller. So hard to be too confident in him getting a decision. I mean, if Hernandez stuffs the takedowns, he's so live. He's going to win on the feet. He's going to hammer leg kicks, and I think he could really hurt Chase. Guru being confident in Hernandez definitely is going to probably have me leaning towards picking him tomorrow, putting some money on him. But I feel like Hooper is surging. It's so hard to pick against someone with so much momentum. And I know you listed Hernandez does really well in decisions at lightweight. A lot of those decisions could have gone either way.
Yeah.
To be honest, even his last fight against Kurt Holloway, a lot of people argued he lost. So just another caveat. So overall, I mean, I guess it's a pass for me. But if you're looking for value, if you're just one of the guys that hunts value on the card, I think this is definitely one of the spots to play a dog.
Yeah, and I just think Hernandez, it's just one of those spots where I think someone is underrated and the other person's overrated, because you've seen Hernandez, his losses, if you put Chase Hooper in there with Drew Dober, I mean, I think maybe not this version of Drew Dober, but the version that Hernandez fought, he would get fucked up too, so it's we've seen Hernandez has horrible fights, and I think that really skews a lot of people's opinion of guys but
and I like Hernandez. I tend to pick him. It's worked out well for me sometimes. It's definitely caused me a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, because his fights play out so closely. But normally, honestly, I pick him.
I hear you. I mean, it's a hard one because I know Chase Hooper is on a roll and they're trying to move him up.
He's the lock of the card for a lot of people, which I personally don't agree with.
It's because I feel because what was it last year when we were both real confident Slava was going to get the win on him? It's that's the same level as Hernandez, So has he really leveled up that much, or it's just the opponents that he's fought, So We're gonna find out though. If he dominates Hernandez, then he has to fight someone in the top 15 next, and we'll see if he's ready for that or not. But the next fight we got on the card, we got a former champion in Jessica Andrade. She's going to be taking on Luke Godinez. So what do you think about that one, Fitz? Who you got there?
Weird fight. I mean, Andrade looked horrible in her last fight. Like, really, really bad performance. You know, fighting Jasmine, though, that's a tough ask. I do like Jessica's upside at 115, excuse me, not 155. A lot better than at 125, you know, and she's very good at 115. She's hard to take down. She's elite. You know, she was the champion in this division. And I think not just, you know, her frame is more suited for the division. I feel that her fighting at 115 shows more of a commitment to winning fights. You know, she's not just showing up for that fat paycheck she gets. You know, she has to cut the weight. She has to be motivated in camp. She has to come in shape. All that being said, though, can she stop the wrestling of Lupi Godinez? That's a big question. Can she stop the takedowns? It's tough to say. This is going to be a pass for me, but on the spot right here, I think I'm going to go Andrade.
Yeah,
could definitely flip, but
this line, man, like B Nick is saying, I mean, it was plus 220, and now it's plus 110. So all the money has came in on Andrade. So, I mean, if you're betting her now, I don't know how much value you're really getting, you know. I mean, you definitely missed a lot of it, but I agree. I think it's Andrade or pass because I'm just not a big fan of Godinez, and especially with this fight with her Stourman, with that high guard, the body shots are going to be there for Andrade all day. And you look at like Jasmine, right? She's huge compared to Andrade. She's like 5'9" or 5'8" or something. Andrade is the same height as Lupi. She has a longer reach, which she never has that like in any of the
that's
fights.
crazy. I don't know if she's ever been taller.
Alicia Torres is the only person she's ever had a longer reach than in UFC. So it's I think it's an advantageous matchup for her. Godinez could take her down, but what is she going to do on top? I mean, she can't even control lower level girls. I mean, Andrade could be totally washed, but I like the fact she made the weight. She looked in decent shape. Like when she fought Jasmine, she was like fucking chubby, dude. She didn't look like she was in the greatest shape. So going down to 115, I kind of like that again for her. So what do you think, Bill? You got Jessica Andrade, or are you going to go the other way here?
Yeah, I feel like Lupi has like all the things that you want to see from like a women's strawweight. She has the wrestling credentials. She has the striking volume. But whenever I bet on Lupi Godinez, it feels like she's like deliberately taking the hardest path to victory possible. And that's the reason why I feel like the money's been coming in on Jessica here, because if you leave the back door open against a vet like this, you can definitely lose a decision. Like if this fight just stays on the feet standing for 15 minutes, I think Lupi is going to be able to land more volume, but I think Jessica lands the more damaging shots. It's one of those type of ones where I lived and I learned through the Lupi experience before. I think I'm going to pass on this one. But I'm thinking about a time prop parlay of parlaying over in this fight and one on the main card. Do you think that's too square or just square enough?
Well, yeah, I mean, Brandon asked that question, so you do have it going to decision?
I have this fight going to distance with the MVP Cannonier fight over. I think you parlay both overs.
Yeah, what about you, Fitch? You think it's going to go over as well?
Yeah, Lupi's tough. If anyone honestly gets finished here, I think it would be Jessica, but I think it's going to go to decision.
Yeah, I agree. I would say it goes over, but I don't like the price for the over. But I mean, if you're parlaying,
it's 310 minus 375. That's ridiculous.
Because, dude, look at Lupi. Do you guys remember her third round versus Palastri? She was getting fucking lit up, dude. I mean, I don't know if she's taking she probably can, but you don't want to take like 50 significant strikes from Andrade in one round when you're tired, like especially body shots and shit. So I think both are live. Like Lupi could go in there and finish Andrade, like just Andrade totally washed type of situation, or I think both of them have a chance to finish. So I just don't like the price, but if I had to like pick it, I would say yeah, it's gonna go over. But what do you think? I mean, I don't hate that either. The plus 1600 plus, you could hedge with that for sure, and maybe get something done. But yeah, man.
I'm trying to look right now for the exact price because I still got to odd shop everything on the sports books and stuff. But that fight to start round 2 and the MVP fight to start both of those fights to start round 3 is minus 153. I would imagine if you took fight goes the distance, you'll probably get plus money.
Yeah. And yeah, Tristan, I just saw that. Yeah, I think he is. I think him and probably Andrade. I don't have a lot of underdogs here. I mean, GM3 maybe could win, but yeah, probably I would have Hernandez and one of my top 2 underdogs for the card. But yeah, man. I mean, so I think we got that one done. The next fight we're going to talk about GM3 versus Michał Oleksiejczuk. I mean, this is like the fight where both these guys are fighting the styles that they lose to every time. I mean, I guess GM3 has gotten some wins over guys like Michał, but you look at GM3's losses, they come a lot of times first round knockout where guys catch him early, a lot of good lead hand offense, which that's what Michał loves to do, man. Southpaw versus southpaw, that lead hand is going to be really available. So he's super live to go out there and put GM3's lights out in the first round, like we saw Ian Heinisch do, like we saw Chimaev do. But, I mean, if Michał drops him and falls into an armbar, or if he gets tired and ends up on bottom, I mean, GM3 could definitely get another win. But, I mean, me personally, I'm leaning Michał. I just feel like he's got his gym issues and everything more situated. And even when he was fucking with nobody, you're still putting on decent performances. So he could go out here and shit the bed again. But I don't know. I'm not going to play him at that chalk price. But I think he's going to get that first round knockout. I saw like him first round's only plus 200, which is not appealing to me at all. But yeah, what about you, Billy? You like GM3 as the dog again, or are you going to go with Michał here?
It's one of those type of ones where it's a true striker versus grappler matchup. And, like, obviously we see Mikel submitted time and time again. But I think the power and striking advantage is going to be enough to get the job done, if that makes sense. Where, like, I'm not completely sold on GM3 being able to wrestle enough to get to the advantageous grappling positions that he's going to need to get to. Only averaging 1.86 takedowns per 15 minutes. It feels like for GM3 to win this fight, he would have to overcome a lot of damage early in this fight. Is it possible? Yeah. I mean, we've seen GM3 do that time and time again and make a career out of it. But I also thought GM3 was cooked like 2 to 3 years ago. I think Oleksiejczuk by knockouts to pick.
Yeah, man. What about you, Fitz?
I mean, I'm surprised you're picking against your boy GM3, dude. That's your guy right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that submission line is so tempting, but this just feels like one where he's going to get served as much value. There's that clear path to victory because Michel's grappling is pretty garbage. I know people are going to argue, they're going to make that fighting nerds, argument that now he's at a new gym, but I think Michel is going to knock him out. I would love to be on GM3 here, and there's definitely a chance if he gets him on the ground, he's going to be way better, and he's going to be able to submit him, like 7 times in the fight. If they were rolling on the mat, he'd tap him nonstop. But I think Michel's going to hurt him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be defending takedowns. I just think he's going to knock him like the fuck out early on. Like he might not even have to. Maybe he'll defend like 1, but if it goes all 3 rounds and Michal's like defending takedowns, then I would be pretty impressed. I would say like maybe he really is evolving, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to pick me. I think it was the armbar, right? He broke his arm, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he drops Kevin Holland and then falls right into a guard submission. So I mean that's something that definitely could happen. But yeah, I'm still leaning with Michał on this one. But next fight on the card, man. I mean this is an interesting one for sure because we got Baisangur Susarkayev making the turnaround, fighting 2 times in 4 days. And, yeah, man, he's pulling Chimaev, their training partners. And I think Hamza, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he fight on like a Wednesday and a Saturday? Or was it actually Saturday to Saturday?
Saturday.
No, he's right. It was a Wednesday and then the next Saturday, so it was like 10 days notice.
Okay. Yeah, so Bison-Gur's even beaten Chimaev.
This is the shortest turnaround in modern UFC history, like since the 1-day tournaments.
Well, I guess he probably won't be considered though because it wasn't a UFC
I
fight.
guess, but it should
Yeah.
be considered.
Yeah, it's still pretty sick. And yeah, man, he was the guy that everyone, I mean, me included, was touting on the Contender Series show, and he delivered. He went out there, got that first round knockout, and his style is super dynamic. And man, I feel bad Eric Nolan has to come in here and take this fucking ass whooping and get this knockout loss on his record because I think the guy's pretty good. I mean, he beat Ty Miller. He has good movement and power in his hands, and then he can mix in takedowns. So he's not like a terrible fighter, Eric Nolan, but he's just, I don't think he has the ability to close that distance, man. He's not like super dynamic. Sue Sakai not going to make mistakes and let him get clipped with these overhands or get taken down.
He lost to Ty Miller though.
I thought he beat him, didn't he?
No, it was
Split decision loss.
Oh, okay. Maybe when I watched it, I fucking thought myself that he won the fight, but I just for some reason I guess it was close. It was a split, right? But yeah, regardless though, he still is good. It's just I don't see him getting the takedowns or any control time, and I just think he's gonna get finished, man. He's only had 3 or 4 days to prepare. I mean, even though it's a 4-day notice fight for Susarkayev too, technically, he had a training camp for the Contender Series fight. So he's going to be in shape. He's going to be.
I mean, that was short notice for him too, though. He took Contender on short notice.
But did he have Didn't he have a couple weeks, or did he not? I don't know.
More
Either
time.
he has the advantage with that. Nolan, I mean, dude, he probably did absolutely nothing but cut weight because he had to get medicals and everything this week. I don't even know he wasn't signed to do a Contender Series fight or anything, was he? So he probably had a lot of shit to do. But yeah, man. Anyone? What do you think? Either one of you guys think Nolan can survive, or you think it's first round knockout?
I think the weight class thing is a big thing to note here because Eric Nolan is going up a weight class. I believe he's the welter. I got to change that in my notes. He's the welterweight CFFC champion. So him going up to middleweight means that he's probably not cutting weight for this fight. And I just feel granted, there's no pressure on him in this spot, but I also feel if Nick Maynard is single-handedly bringing in a prospect on a Dana White Contender Series and he's doing the fucking ad-lib thing for him on the episode, and then he's fighting on the pay-per-view, I mean, what more signs do you got to see that they're trying to get this guy a win? I don't think Eric Nolan's trash or anything like that. It just feels like when he's just going to struggle with the strength-wise, it feels like he needs to outpower Sursaikayev to get towards certain positions that he's going to need to win the fight. I just don't see that happening. I think he gets knocked out before all that shit develops. Sursaikayev by knockout. Minus 850 is a little bit wild considering I just paid $350 3 days ago.
Yeah. What about you, Fitz? First round knockout as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'll shout out Eric Nolan. I'll say he hangs a little tougher than the first round, kind of like a hometown guy, hangs out in some of our circles, went to Monmouth University. So I'm really happy he gets the opportunity here, but he's getting served, dude. He was handpicked to get served by Susarkayev. I'm surprised this line isn't one of the ones we've seen in the minus 1,000s. I mean, it's already getting there. Come tomorrow, I'm sure it'll be minus 1,000 across the books. Getting up a weight class, they're doing him dirty, dude.
The only angle I can honestly give is Susarkayev on Tuesday looked bad on the scales. So
he's a big 185er, dude. So there's going to be a big.
I mean, maybe the dude could catch him, but that's so fucking unlikely. It's just kind of stupid to even talk about, man. But under 1.5 is it minus 180? Is that correct?
I don't even have props for this fight yet.
We'll click on it real fast. Let's see. I don't know.
Have props.
Where did you see that at, Tristan? I'm not sure, bro.
I'll check Bet365. They usually have they're usually pretty early to the props. They have under 1.5 at -200 on Bet365.
Okay, so yeah, you probably will be able to get. I bet you it is -180 somewhere then. So I don't think that's bad price at all. I mean, but
I wouldn't want to take it because I think Fitz definitely merits a good. Like, I think it's a first round knockout? Yes, but
yeah,
if this did get extended a little bit, homie did just cut weight twice in 1 week. Like that would be the biggest scare of this fight.
yeah. And I'm looking now, dude, on Bet Online. What do you think his line is right now? Fitz his money line
-100.
1,200.
minus 1,300. So he's 13-1 now on Bet Online. So. But yeah, I mean Nolan. I guess, dude, he had a good line at the press conference. He could live off that, I guess. But fuck, man, I think we're getting into
He'll get another fight though.
yeah, for sure. I mean, and he's getting the main event, the prelims in his first fight. So, I mean, that's another thing that's pretty crazy. I mean, they got Susurkaev in like a big spot on the card too. Like,
I mean, it's a pretty crazy fighting twice in a week is pretty insane, dude. 4 days turnaround.
Didn't Loopy do that? I think Loopy's the only other one.
She didn't do 4 days though. She did back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, and then I think my boy Chas Skelly did that too.
Yeah, and I think like Damon Blackshear too.
Yeah, I remember he actually did that shit against Mario too, which is a hard ass fight. Mario Batista. But yeah, man, I think we're getting into the main card now. First fight on the main card, we got Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. So first fight for Kai Asakura in the UFC. I mean, got thrown right into a title fight and didn't go his way, but now he's getting kind of a tricky fight, man. This is a high-pressure fight, in my opinion, because Tim Elliott, he's, 38 years old. He's like an ultimate gatekeeper. And Kai Asakura, he has a big fan base overseas. I think he's probably getting paid a lot of money. So he has to win this fight, man. If he loses this fight, I can honestly see him getting cut or, taking a really big step down in his next fight. So huge fight for him. What do you think, Billy? You think that Tim Elliott can spoil the party, or you got Kai Asakura, going out there and doing the business here?
I'm probably the worst person to break down a Tim Elliott fight. I got some hidden vendetta beef with Tim Elliott from back in the day. It's pretty crazy. What'd you say, Fitz?
Tim Elliott, why?
When I did this Instagram show when Jimmy Flick was like a guest on it when he retired, something came out, clip or two, me shitting on Tim Elliott, and then Tim, I guess, actually saw the video, and it turned into a big thing. But as I digress, I think Kai Asakura is one of my more confident picks of the card. Like, granted, he's had some grappling Achilles heel problems that's came out in Ryzen before, but this ain't no fucking Alexander Pantoja here. He should be able to get up if he gets taken down. And secondly, I think the biggest thing for me for Tim Elliott is a lot of his game was based off of him being fast, if that makes sense, of like him being kind of quirky, kind of being a little bit evasive on the feet, not being able to be hit, being athletic, getting into the takedowns. I don't think he's going to have that same exact athleticism coming off a 2-year layoff. I think Kai Asakura is going to run laps around him inside this cage this weekend. As long as Kai Asakura stays locked in, it doesn't do anything stupid on the ground or go to the ground, I think he gets a unanimous decision win with the opportunity to get a knockout. I can't just pick knockout because it would be the first person to knock out Tim Elliott, but it could be an overzealous take, but I think this is a more than bounce back winnable spot. This is a sizable step down in competition. Like, homie was going toe for toe with Manel Cape a couple of years ago. I think he can handle a little Tim Elliott.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge step down. I don't think anyone's going to disagree, like Pantoja to Tim Elliott, but Tim Elliott, man, I mean, you got to respect just the experience this guy fucking has, though. I mean, he was,
First in the UFC was like 2012, dude.
Yeah, he was one of the first flyweights ever. Probably, I don't know who was the first flyweight ever to fight in UFC or whatever, but he's probably one of them. Like, so he's been around. He got cut. He came back. He has had some big time moments in the UFC too, man. Like where he's gotten some nice upsets and stuff like that. And he's a big guy. I feel like he's a hard puzzle for anyone to look good and dominate against. Like even when he fought Makayev recently, man, he was winning 2018 on 2 scorecards, and then he got subbed in the third. So he would have been the first guy to give Makayev a loss in his career, which would have been pretty crazy. But I believe he's won like 4 fights in a row besides that one. So he's been on a decent run. But this is a hard fight taking on Asakura. I mean, this guy is one of the best strikers in the division. But I think it's a dog or pass, man, honestly, because I just don't know what Asakura's cage wrestling is going to be like. His cage wrestling versus Pantoja was fucking terrible. Like, he was getting taken down on the cage so easily, and he'd never fought in a cage before. So he even was talking about that. He was saying he had to adjust his game, and now he knows what he's doing. But it's like, I can't be confident in that. So I feel like it's a dog or pass because Tim Elliott is a hard guy to look good against. He's going to be awkward on the feet, and then he can mix in the takedowns. And if he gets some control time, he could steal the decision. But the thing with Tim, he's coming off a long layoff, and he's old. And he hasn't dropped down to 125 in a long time. His last fight was at 135. So he could look really slow. I mean, he could gas out. So I just feel like there's too many red flags on this fight for both guys. Betting Asakura at that price, though, Billy, I don't know, man. Minus 300.
I feel better about Kaya Sakura than I do about Chase Hooper. An example, if you're talking about like same exact price tag scenarios, I really think why the fuck would they be bringing back Tim Elliott for fucking a 2-year layoff for him to open up a pay-per-view? We've seen this script time and time again. The UFC's got to make money off their investments, and they put Homie in a title fight. That was a little bit too much. But to go from a title fight to fighting Tim Elliott is a huge – it's a sizable – it's minus 300 for a reason, but I actually think he really comes through in this spot. Like, would you be shocked if Tim Elliott comes back from this layoff and he looks completely cooked?
I kind of, yeah, because I don't think he's in bad, terrible shape.
I bet Tim Elliott, I believe that bantamweight fight that he had, and he was like minus 175, and I thought it was a lock. It was like one of the only times I've ever like bet Tim Elliott like seriously, and I was not impressed. Like he like barely stuck that shit out. The third round was sketchy as fuck. He looked like he was like gassing towards the end of that fight. And that was kind of like the reality check.
I don't know what he submitted him. Sumadarja in 1 round.
No, not Sumud. The fight against damn, who was it? I'm pulling up his thing right now.
Dude, he is similar.
Victor Altamirano fight was like, that one was just not. That did not live in my memory pretty well. Like I bet him at minus 175, and that was like the night that I was kind of out on him. But he bounced back since then, since the Sue Mud fight. But I don't know. I think Tim Elliott wouldn't be shocked if he starts looking cooked. Like they keep on trying to set him up for these spots. Like he was supposed to fight Tatsuro Taira last year. That was the clear setup. The Kai Asakura fight feels like a clear setup. Like he's the clear B side, and I think Kai Asakura comes through.
But I mean, dude, don't you think that Kai is similar to like Sue and Tagir, style-wise?
Not really. Tagir Ulanbekov is going to want to try to pursue a little bit more takedowns. He tried to wrestle a little bit too much with Tim, and then Sue Mud has no wrestling at all whatsoever. Like his submission defense is just non-existent.
Yeah, I just think they're tall, long, skinny guys. So I just think like build wise, you know, it's a good matchup for Tim to get takedowns. But yeah, what do you think, Fitz? Who do you got here?
I mean, Tim Elliott, one of my all-time, honestly, favorite fighters. Little niche, definitely my favorite flyweight of all time. So don't like picking against him. Just too hard to pick him coming off a 2-year layoff. And I mean, we're not just talking about layoff. We're talking about major knee surgery. He wasn't wrestling a lot in here. I'm not going to be betting Asakura. I'm not going to be confident. I'll probably have some money on Tim just because that's my boy. I like to back him, but I think I'm not like too sure he's going to get a knockout. I see a lot of people saying he's going to land a knee, land a knockout. I could see Kai Asakura decision. That kind of be the angle I like.
Yeah, I think if Kai wins it, it probably is going to be a decision because I don't think he's going to want to like freaking engage too much, especially not want to get backed up. But yeah, shout out to Jimmy for that super chat, bro, as well. Appreciate that, dude.
Shouts to Jimmy the Drunk, the GOAT.
Yes, sir. But yeah, saying you said the first flyweight fight was Mighty Mouse versus Uncle Creepy. Yeah, I remember that fight. Yeah, because didn't it was like it went into like a sudden death round or something weird or something. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that. But yeah, man. What do you think about this next fight on the card, Billy? Jared Cannonier versus MVP. Who do you got here?
At first, in the beginning of the week, I thought it was going to be on Jared Cannonier at like some good slight dog odds, but I don't know, man. I just feel like MVP is just going to be a little bit too fast for him. It kind of makes me feel a little bit uneasy betting him in this spot, but I think MVP and overs are both highly correlated, and you're going to see some sharp people bet on the knockout prop, but I think this is MVP to win and fight to start round 2 at -150 and don't get cute, and parlay fight goes the distance. I don't think Jared Cannonier – he has a path to victory, but I don't think he'll fight towards that path to victory.
Yeah. For me personally, man, I hate this fight. I really could care less about this fight, man. I think it's going to be so boring. MVP, I think he's probably going to be able to win, just stick and move, but Cannonier has a great chance to win here, man. He just has to pressure, throw leg kicks, and then fucking explode and clinch the guy against the fence, like use his size. But he's getting up there in age, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna look like prime Cannonier, and Cannonier's already struggled like with his mover style. So probably MVP could do his thing, but yeah, man, I just don't think this fight's gonna be fun to watch at all. Like, yeah, to give you like a fucking tearing contest type of fight. I mean, even his last fight, bro, with Shara was a really bad fight. But yeah, Fitz, are you there, dude, or are we gonna skip you on this one, bro? All right.
Give me Jared, dude. I agree what you say. I don't know if this is gonna play out exciting. I see a lot of people on MVP, almost consensus on MVP. A lot of people think he's gonna knock Jared out. I don't think so, man. Jared, we saw it in the last fight. How tough is Jared Cannonier? I think it could play out very close. I think Jared's just going to be very physically imposing, honestly. This is a guy who fought at heavyweight. MVP is a natural welterweight fighter, and I think Jared's going to get some time against the fence. I think great point, Guru. He said the leg kicks are going to be there, and MVP has a really difficult style, but Cannonier, he comes in, John Crouch always has him really ready. He's going to come in with a really good game plan, and I think he's going to be able to figure out MVP.
Yeah, I think it's a dog or pass fight, but I'm not going to have any money on this one at all. I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about that fight. I feel like I'm being harsh on that one, but yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, so you think it'll be a decision, though, for Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, next fight, we got a way better fight. In this one with Carlos Prates taking on Jeff Neal. Sick fight, man. I mean, I think Jeff Neal's coming off the win over RDA, but RDA got injured in like the first minute of the fight, and then before that he had 2 losses in a row, but he lost to Ian Gary and Shavkat, and then Carlos coming off the loss to Ian Gary. So I wouldn't say either guy has like a ton of momentum, but the winner of this one's gonna stay relevant, like in the top of the division. So it's a big fight, but I think Jeff Neal has to get it done early, man. And I think that the range is going to be a big factor because Jeff Neal early on, he's probably going to have the speed to close the distance, move in and out. But I think Prates is going to attack the legs and the body. And once Jeff slows down a little bit, and if Carlos can move forward on him, I feel like he could be the first guy to finish. I could, but Jeff could catch him early. I mean, Carlos, he has bad defense, man, and the guy has gotten dropped early by guys that aren't that great, like Trevin Giles. So Jeff has a shot in the beginning of the fight, I feel like, but I think he's going to slow down, and the chain smoker is going to fucking have the better cardio somehow. But yeah, Billy, who do you got here in this one, bro?
Yeah, it's one of those type of ones where, like, I guess I'm walking myself into the trap this weekend. I've seen some very compelling takes on Jeff Neal. Shouts to my boy Joey DFS, but I like Carlos Prates in this spot, man. I think he's going to be able to bounce back. Southpaw versus Southpaw, so maybe the knockout doesn't happen as soon as I think it should. So I feel like Prates coming off that last loss, he might have lost some aura, but the skills haven't evaporated at all. I like Carlos Prates to win, fight to start round 2, -110. Carlos Prates to win, over 1.5, +137. I think he gets a knockout in rounds 2 or 3 at +310.
Yeah, I like that too. I think 2-3, the props are decent. But yeah, I think Jeff Neal, though, to his credit, I don't think he's ever been knocked out. So if Carlos Prates gets him, he'll be the first one to do it. I know he was the first one to knock out the Leech, man, which that was a crazy fight. But yeah, Fitz, what do you got in this one?
Yeah, originally I was, almost looking at Prates, but ultimately going to stay away. Looking at Jeff Neal, thinking that I was going to target him here as a dog, but I think Prates bounces back here. I don't think he's going to lose 2 in a row. Jeff Neal, just real quick to do some bookkeeping, was knocked out once by Kevin Holland back in the day, back on the regional scene. But I actually like Prates' decision. I think, like you said, Jeff Neal, very hard to finish, very tough. And I think it's going to be a decision. I think it could play out very closely. You've seen Jeff Neal have some very close fights with some of the best guys in the division, like Ian Gary, And, we've seen him beat Bilal. We've seen him beat Vicente Luque. So Jeff Neal, even though he's busting tables at Texas Roadhouse, is as good as it gets. Very fun fight. I hope it just is a firefight on the feet where both guys are landing bombs and we get a war potential fight of the night written all over it. But yeah, ultimately it's going to be Prates for me. And I don't hate the line. It's a pretty good line. I think it's better than when they were originally slated to fight. I'm going to pull it up right now. I don't know if I'll even be able to since it got canceled, but
well, I bet you it was probably better though because Carlos had not lost.
Yeah.
So honestly, and like you said, I actually watched that. I thought Jeff Neal beat Ian Gary. Maybe I'm crazy, but I thought he won that fight, the decision. It was a split too, so it wasn't like it was crazy. But yeah, +425 for Jeff Neal by decision. If it goes the distance, I don't think that's a bad bet to have, like a bad ticket, because he's probably going to win the first round at a decent clip, But yeah, man, co-main event time. We got another PFL Bellator guy coming over. Mixed results so far for these guys. I mean, some of them came over and won, like MVP, Michael Chandler, Pitbull lost and then won. But recently, Patchy Mix and Pitbull, they both lost their first fight. So what do you think, Fitz? You think Pico's going to be able to break that streak, or you got Lerone Murphy handing him another L here?
Doing me dirty coming to me first on this one. I mean, this for me is by far the hardest fight to pick on the card, man. I have no idea. I've been back and forth. I think I'm going to go Pico ultimately. I think he looks really good. I think he's locked in. This is someone we've been, hearing about forever and ever, and I think he's finally playing Golden Gloves background. You hear all the top guys in the sport. I think he did some work with Chimaev coming into this fight. So I think he's ready, and I think he's going to break that undefeated record of Lerone Murphy. We saw Josh Emmett taking Lerone Murphy down several times throughout the fight. I think if Josh Emmett's taking, nothing against Josh Emmett, great wrestler, very explosive, but kind of like a similar style to Pico, but Pico's younger, faster, hungrier, and a better wrestler.
Yeah, I agree too. I feel like, honestly, man, this is Pico's fight to win. It's just if he's going to shit the bed, like, because of the UFC jitters and all that, because you look at it from a stylistic perspective, like watch Dan Ige versus Lerone Murphy, dude. I mean, Dan Ige arguably won that fight. He dropped Lerone Murphy, or at least rocked him bad on the feet. He was taking him down. You look at the way Lerone Murphy backs up. He goes lateral, but he's linear. A lot of the time, he'll back up straight to the fence. And if he does that, Pico's going to take him down. On top of that shelling that Lerone does, I mean, Pico's one of the best body punchers in MMA, man. So I feel like he's going to rip Lerone Murphy's body apart with body punches. But I'm worried about the knees and the leg kicks from Lerone and just Aaron Pico's durability. I mean, maybe he could catch him and knock him out. But, yeah, I think Pico should win this fight. It's just the circumstances make it closer. He hasn't fought in a while, and it's his first UFC fight. So we'll see if he's, tuned up, but I got Pico winning this one. What about you, Billy?
I wanted to go with Pico, but to be honest with you, the Pico thing is like I kind of feel like Fitz, where like I don't know if it's because I greatly benefited off of this cap before of like the Mario Bautista one against Patchy Mix, but damn man, I hate to compare, but like fuck, this is asking a lot for somebody to come over into the UFC on a pay-per-view card and a featured bout. I mean, granted, if there was a person that's credentialed enough to do it, it would be Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico, former Olympic alternative, under 17 world champion in wrestling. He's had a lot of hype before he even got into Bellator. But there are a couple of Bellator moments where he was kind of learning on the job, and he's going to be learning on the job in the UFC this weekend. And this isn't the type of matchup to learn the job against. I mean, Lerone Murphy's won 8 fights in a row for a reason. He finds a knack of winning these very close decisions, and I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up winning a close decision this weekend again. The 52% takedown defense definitely gives me a little bit of but I also feel like the short notice aspect kind of counteracts the 18-month layoff. Like, there's going to be some cage rust on Pico here in this spot. I don't think Pico's just going to run through Lerone Murphy. I think Lerone Murphy's going to make this another competitive close decision, and I wouldn't be shocked if he got his hand raised. I like fight goes to distance, and I like Lerone Murphy.
Yeah, Lerone, though, he's the one that has the short notice, though, right?
He's saying, though, like Lerone's short notice versus Aaron Pico's long layoff.
Yeah, bro, 18 months is a long layoff. To go like – so in my opinion, like that going to 18-month layoff is one thing, but to go into 18-month layoff and fight your hardest fight that you ever had in your career in the most high-pressure situation, like, I don't know, man. We see motherfucker drop the ball like that before, and if there is one – like, I don't think the sports books need a whole lot of underdogs to win, but if they can get 1 or 2 on the main card, I think they're going to make bank this weekend. And this seems like a line that if Murphy were to able to go to a decision and win a split decision, you know how much money the sportsbooks would make off the Aaron Pico money?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hear you with that. I mean, but one thing I will say, though, I don't think the layoff matters at all because he's only 28 years old, dude. I mean, yeah, I think it's more the UFC jitters and shit, but he's not gonna have ring. You think he's gonna have like ring rust and look like shit? Like
No. When I mean ring rust, it's just like in this spot, if you're backing Aaron Pico, you would want Aaron Pico to get off to a hot start. Like that would be like the upside of backing Aaron Pico in this fight is that he'll be a quick starter in this type of matchup. But I don't know if that happens like it's supposed to drawn up to on paper of like, dude, I just don't think that this fight's just as easy as everybody's chalking up to be. You see every person on Twitter throwing 5 units on Aaron Pico.
I see a lot of people betting on Lerone Murphy.
I saw like this dude post like Twitter like all the YouTube channels on Lerone versus Pico. It was like 5 channels on Pico, and like 30 channels were on Murphy. So I that's what's weird. Everyone's on Murphy, but the line on Pico keeps blowing out. So obviously, all the money is actually going on Pico. But yeah, what actually happens in the fight? If Lerone wins that one, I think he'll get a title shot. If Pico wins, I think he'll get a title shot probably because Pico was going to fight Mofsar, so they're kind of putting him right there. But yeah, man, we're getting to the fight that everyone is the most excited about. Everyone came here to talk about Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah, man, I'll let you go first on this one, Fitz. What do you think about it, and how are you leaning with this one?
Yeah, as excited as I am, as hype as I am, I mean, the words main event couldn't fit better. This is a fight everyone's tuning in for. This is what the people want to see. All that being said, Hamzat's going to finish him in one round. He's going to go out there and steamroll Driscus. It's going to be round one sub.
You think it'll just be round one, so
Yes, sir.
and that's what you were saying too, Billy. You think he's gonna go out there and just take Dricus out quick?
I don't want to sound like that guy, but I mean, if I have to sound like that guy, yeah. I mean, I like Khamzat Chimaev a lot. Been a huge fanboy of Khamzat Chimaev for a while now, and I think this is what dreams are made of, man. Like, is it great value betting Khamzat Chimaev? No, not really, but there's ways to play it. Like on FanDuel, they have the Taylor fade thing where you get Khamzat Chimaev at -170. I like his submission or decision prop at -120. There's definitely a scenario where Khamzat Chimaev wins two or three of the first 4 rounds, and he clearly drops the 5th, but ends up winning the decision. Like, I think there's a couple of paths to victory for Khamzat here. I wouldn't just say that he's going to gas out after a certain amount of time inside the cage. I think this is just the stars are aligning for the right moment here. I feel like.
Yeah, and honestly, man, I've been going back and forth on this one quite a bit, just because Chimaev to me he's so hard to read for me, man, because he's had some bad, like, you can't say they're bad performances, but when he's slowing down in these later rounds, or when he's fighting Usman, for instance, when he's taking him down in the 3rd round and doing nothing for 3 minutes on top, like, why did he do that? Like, why is he so tired so quick? Like, or is it just like I don't know, because the thing that's throwing me off is, like, tell me what you guys. Why do you think Chimaev 3 weeks before the fight is getting a new strength and conditioning coach and doing all this shit like that? Like, doesn't that seem like he's somebody that's worried about gassing out? Like, why else would you do that?
I think to make sure
Could have been visa issues. Could have been, his coach had a hard time getting in the country. I'm not too sure though. Can't really speak on something I don't know about.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he went with the TJ guy. Maybe he is on getting. He got EPO from that fucker, but whatever it is, I mean, it's just weird to me that someone 3 weeks before the fight is going to get a whole new strength. Like, how are you going to get any strength and conditioning in 3 weeks? Anyways, right before the, especially when one of those weeks you're fucking cutting weight. So I don't know, but that just be way off. Like, it made it seem like.
This is the best weight cut that he's ever had in my life. Like, not my life, because I'm not Khamzat Chimaev, but you know what I mean. Like, usually Khamzat Chimaev weigh-ins looks like he's about to, like, he's like half there, or he's like half like not there, and then they'll say you made weight, and then he goes like he's like one of those type of people of like, nah, dude, you just walked up to the scale looking like death.
So what's the pick though, Guru? Don't squirrel out of it.
I'm gonna go with Dricus though as the pick.
Oh, shit.
You're one of
There he is.
I'm gonna go with this with this fight because he's not a retard, dude. That's the one thing about him. And
he's very intelligent.
As long as he doesn't have fucked up teeth or some stupid shit like, I don't think he's gonna get submitted in the first round. I mean, if he does, that would really piss me off really bad because, dude, he knows all he has to do is survive these votes in the first round. Like, if you're not training, fucking
easier said than done.
Yeah, but dude, multiple people have done it. Like, a lot. Didn't some like bomb like John Phillips or some guy get to the second round versus Chimaev? Like, so I mean, but people have done that before. Like, is Kamaru Usman a good grappler? Like, he has good wrestling, but like, would you say he is like, because Chimaev had his back for the whole first round, like, and he couldn't sub him. Like, you think
I don't think that's the best version of Chimaev though. I think he still was recovering from that sickness. He was still coming off a layoff, I think, in that
5 years later, dude. Like, how long did he have?
Yeah, you're right, but I mean, we're gonna see. So this time tomorrow, we'll have a verdict. How do you see Driscus getting it done?
Well, I just see like, dude, the way I was saying with the Usman fight, it's like if he takes him down in the first round and he can't get the submission, it's the same thing that everyone is saying. So it sounds like a square take, but it's like, dude, I don't see him lasting in 3, 4, 5 whatsoever. I mean, he was super gassed for some Gilbert Burns too. Like he's never been in the third round in a fight in his career where he looked fresh and had a good gas. So you have to rely on him taking out Dricus early, which he could do it, but I mean, I don't think anyone's ever taken out Dricus in the first round. Like, so it's just hard for me to see that happening. But yeah, so you bet DDP before the fight was booked. What odds did you get for it, Jimmy? But I don't know, man. And on the feet, Chimaev is so like he doesn't have any like trust in his striking, dude. I don't get like his stand up is good. You could tell he like moves really well. He's super slick with his like upper body movement and stuff, and his hands are clean. But it seems like he wants to be like in a super technical fight. I don't think Chimaev, even though he's someone that wants to like, he says I'll kill everyone and all that. I don't think he wants to get in a dogfight type of brawl. He wants to be in a real technical fight. That's why he'll pick his takedowns really well. He doesn't want to shoot a bunch of takedowns like Khabib and get stuffed and stuff like that. He wants his takedowns to count where he hits every single one. It's like 100% with his takedown offense. So I just feel like he's a bit of a front runner. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe front runs his way to a title. But if he faces some adversity here, I just feel like he might fall apart. And I remember I said this a long time ago. Like I thought Chimaev was never going to win the belt in the UFC. Like just something mentally with him. I feel like but I mean, we'll see. I mean, he could go out there and run through Dricus as well. So yeah, man, that's why they're going to have to fight tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. But it seems like both guys are really confident. So that's one thing I believe that Dricus has an advantage somewhat, because I don't think he's going to get sussed out before the fight at all. I think he's going to have like 100% belief that he's going to go in there and steamroll this guy. So yeah, something's going to have to give there. But yeah, man, thanks for watching, guys. We got 200 live viewers, Twitter and YouTube. So pretty good for the first fight back. I feel like the chat was pretty good. So I appreciate everyone that was on here talking and giving us some feedback. So yeah, man, anything you guys want to plug or anything you guys want to talk about? And we're going to start doing this more often again, man. It was my fault. I kind of went MIA for a while, just busy with shit. But hopefully we can start doing this more consistent again, these streams, so you guys could come around and support. Yeah, we might start doing some Contender Series streams as well, potentially. So that could be fun. But yeah, man, anything you want to say, Fitz, before we get out of here?
Yeah, just thanks everyone for tuning in. Go ahead, enjoy the fights tomorrow. Be responsible, have fun, have a couple of drinks. By that time that main event comes around, I think we're all going to be on the edge of the seat. And yeah, I hope we're able to do this more consistently. I had a great time, had a blast, and hopefully you guys got some good insights.
Yeah. What about you, Billy? Got anything you want to plug or anything like that, bro?
Yeah, you can see the flag behind me. Pub Sports Radio is where you find all the content. It was dope as fuck meeting Fitz in person. We've been talking on the internet for a while, but to meet somebody in person and really kick it with them, be in the same section, and celebrate the same winnings of the night, it was pretty dope to see Fitz down there in Atlantic City. Hopefully he can come down here in South Jersey again. Shouts to everybody that's in here in the chat. Shouts to Jimmy the Drunk, B Negs, Brandon Williams. I see my boy Marcus Williams in the building. I know it's late night. Hopefully Marcus is pulling up to Vegas and placing a big bet. We got Josh Benedict in the building as well. I mean, the chat came out definitely and supported. It's a late night stream, but you know what they say? The best odds, or I should say the most true odds on a UFC card is the night before the storm, because these lines get whacked, I feel like, the day of the fights when the public really, really puts their foot in their coffin.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about these UFC cards, dude, is the limits don't like let people blow out the odds at Contender Series. So you could wait till the night before, like you said, and get some nice odds and shit. But yeah, and I just want to say my bad, guys. If I saw a couple were talking about the audio, I don't got my usual setup right now, so that's why the audio might not have been like 100%. But hopefully, you guys heard it good enough at least. But yeah, man, we're out. Thanks everyone for watching. Put a comment down below on this video if you can. Hit the like button. Share it if possible. Let's try to get Stu to watch the feedback. But yeah, man, everyone have fun watching the fights tomorrow, and peace out later.